Welcome back, friends. Zach here, full-time reseller, and as always, I'm out on the hunt for a deal, trying to find anything I can to resell online for profit, because that's what I do to earn my dead presidents, to pay my bills and take care of my family. So follow along this morning. I'm going to be dashing into the local Goodwill and keeping my fingers crossed that I find something, hopefully a few things, to resell online for a good price. I'll share with you what I come up with. Let's do this. Morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Looks like my Goodwill got more racks, which hopefully means more inventory. Pretty cool. Didn't come in for the last few days. So this is what the Goodwill looks like now, and this is really nice because they've essentially increased their surface area or their space to put more goods up for sale. So hopefully that bodes well for me and some of my reseller friends. Growth is always a good thing. So looked pretty hard. I'm not seeing a whole lot in the hard goods, but definitely stoked to see more shelf space. That's a great thing, especially for this store. This store sometimes struggles to keep staff consistently, which makes it hard to get good inventory out. So definitely good. All right, I like Stetson Western shirts, but this guy's not a pearl snap and it's only short sleeve, and price is way too high. I like LLB outerwear, but this guy's a little bit beat up, has some peeling. It's $9. Yeah, I don't know. Think about this one. Some vintage sweaters that are kind of ugly can be worth some cash. This is a concrete men's sweater, very cool looking. Looked it up though, there's 420 listed, only 22 sold, so definitely walking on this one. There's no sell-through. All right, some BKE Aidens. I like to sell BKE thick stitch jeans, but I don't like that price. I can find these at garage sales for $3, $5, $7, so definitely pass. T-shirts. T-shirts is usually the desperation call. Yeah. This might be a grab. I'll have to look it over real quick though. Don't make a whole lot off these, but they do sell. Well, unfortunately, I decided to skin out of my local Goodwill. Looked all over, even in the women's clothing aisle for a while, and absolutely nothing. That's just how it goes in my local market. It's the only Goodwill we have in a multi-city area, so it has a lot of pressure and it gets picked over pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over towards my house. Gonna do the thrift store near my house. One of my good friends over there sent me a picture of a Pyrex dish with a lid, kind of a common print, but it did have the lid and it didn't look real scratched up, so that's a plus. And I think the price tag on it from the picture said $5. So gonna go down there and see my good friends, just see what I can't find and come up with, and we'll go from there. Skip down the road outside of my local thrift store right down the street from my house. Ain't nobody here, it's kind of early, so I'm gonna check it out. All right, bumped into this Travis Matthews polo, and normally I skip on these, but it's a rock bottom price at just a few bucks, and normally these only go for like 10, 12, sometimes $15 depending on the print. It does have some outside embroidery on the sleeve there. Not a huge deal. This will take a little while to sell, but right now I'm just buying it because I need some numbers for my listings. So yeah, go ahead and get it for the right price. This thrift store keeps a pretty small men's shoe aisle, and the shoes do go pretty quick. Not seeing a whole lot here, but I always try to take a glance. One of the things I love about thrifting and reselling is all the cool stuff that takes me back to my childhood and back when I was a kid in the late 80s, early 90s. Everybody seemed to have one of these. The old howling coyote or howling wolf was hot on fashion, on decorative items, and yeah, just a little throwback to when I was a kid. I got a nice little Pyrex bowl. It's a little scuffed up and scratched. It's only $2. I will lift this and try to see if I can't sell it for 10, 12 bucks. Just bread and butter, but I like moving Pyrex. My grandmother's all had Pyrex, so it's close to home on this one. All right, this is a great find. Some Miss Me Youth jeans. These are gonna be, I think, $5. They appear to be in good shape, and Miss Me jeans just move good for me, so great find. All right, and this is the dish that my good friend was telling me about. I'm gonna go ahead and lift it. It's in pretty great shape, and I don't often see this dish with the lid. I think it's butterfly gold, if I'm remembering correct, but yeah, easy find. My good friends here at the thrift store have a gentleman that's been helping to manage the overflow house, and he let me come back here. He's been building a pile for me. I got some vintage Woolrich wool pants. I got this extra large smoke jumper shirt. I'm gonna actually look this up. What I grab. Got an old Western flame resistant shirt. Got a handful of really big Carhartt t-shirts, and then also several Harley Davidson shirts that are a little bit dirty, but gonna go ahead and pick them up just because the price is rock bottom at this thrift store. So love these people. They're always looking out for me, helping me to grow my business, and you can never go wrong with just being friendly to people. Also got this flame resistant long sleeve pearl snap, and then also these flame resistant Carhartt pants. These Carhartt pants are very wide in the waist, but for the price, I'm gonna go ahead and scoop them up just because the price point is there, and flame resistant's a great seller. Also gonna scoop up this Carhartt camouflage jacket. It does have a hole in it. Price is there though, and camouflage Carhartt's pretty rare, so definitely no brainer. So just got back to my casa. Couldn't be happier with the things I came up with at my last stop. My local thrift store's just always been looking out for me. They have such loving people that are there to support me as a person before they ever are worried about me as a business person or a businessman. So just want to give them a heartfelt thank you. Several of the employees there subscribe and watch my videos, and I just want them to know that I appreciate them, I love them, and I'm grateful for their support. So all in all, walked out of there, got 3 glass pieces, 2 Pyrex dishes, a hobnail green bowl, as well as a whole bunch of clothing that's filling this tote up. And so I'm gonna go ahead and do a haul video and share with you. I realized that I didn't get real great content while I was finding those things in the wild. I had several people just kind of throwing garments at me, so it was hard to get them all laid out and express what they were and what they would go for. So I'll go ahead and take a moment to do that right now. Okay, so here is my haul. I've got 16 items total. Now, 3 of the items are glass bowls, and I'll share those with you at the end. They're not shown here, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump off this stool and share with you everything I found to resell online. First guy up to bat is this Wrangler buffalo plaid insulated pearl snap flannel. And this guy right here was a 2 extra tall, so I went ahead and scooped it up. It was in very clean condition. It will go in my closet for the next several months so I can get a premium out of it. I'll probably list it for upper 20s to mid 30s, just depending on what time of year I do decide to list. And I'll be patient with it because these do sell for me, and it's in a great colorway. Buffalo plaid is very popular. It's very common. And so this guy here I talked about a little bit in the store. It's just a Travis Matthews golf polo. Don't pick these up, but when I can pick them up for a few bucks, I will grab them. And it was a little bit of a desperate time today to try to find some things to get listed for the next several days because I came up short on my garage sale numbers, but that's all right. Next item here, this is a Wildland firefighter shirt, and this is flame rated. Had to look this one up. I'm super glad that I didn't pass on it. These are not super common, but they do sell online, and they sell for some pretty decent money. I was seeing comps between upper 30s to upper 40s, and so I only paid $2.37 for each of these items, 16 items total, and when you divide that by the $38 I spent, that brings me down to $2 and some change, so I'm good with that. That'll be a good return on investment. Now, this pair of Carhartt pants are flame resistant, but very wide in the waist. And normally, if the price was much higher, I would pass on them because I just don't like wide waisted jeans. They take a lot longer for me to sell, especially when the inseam is short. And that is unfortunately the case with these. But nonetheless, for $2.37, I will just stash them in the back of my denim pile and wait for a sale to come along. All right, this guy up top here is a Harley Davidson blanket lined metal snap long sleeve flannel. It does have some fading and it's got a bunch of dust and wrinkles on it because a lot of these items were just brought into the supply room. They have not yet been processed or washed, but I'm all right with washing them because I was the one that got to look at them first, and that means that I got to buy them before anybody else. And because I bought in a bulk deal, I was able to get a great deal. So once again, it doesn't hurt to be friendly, to help others out, and that goodness will come back around. So this here is also another Harley Davidson, and I'm sorry I got it kind of covered up with this Carhartt shirt, but it too is also a Harley Davidson metal snap long sleeve shirt. Now this guy here I'll probably list because it's not lined, it's a little bit lighter weight. And again, I need to go for some numbers for the next few days because I'm running short on my inventory. With Harley items though, I will put keywords such as motorcycle, travel, vacation, easy rider, open road, and all of those just help me to move these items quicker. And then we're gonna get down here to my business partner. There was like 3 or 4 of these Carhartt shirts. I don't do a lot of Carhartt shirts because there's a lot of them out there, but this guy was a 4XL and it was very clean. The rest of the t-shirts they had in this size were very dirty, so I just picked the best one out. Not something I would sell a whole lot, but the extra plus size does help to move it a little quicker. If it was a much smaller size, I would have passed on it, but right now I just needed some things to list and I'm all right with grabbing it. So this here is a welder's flame resistant shirt. It's a BSX and it's a very Western look to it. It does have some color fade. It's kind of beat up, but I only paid $2.37 for it, and it is work utility. I do good on work utility wear. It's a big part of my business, especially in the summer months, because I find stuff like this for dirt cheap. There's a lot of industry, a lot of oil field, and a lot of construction and farming where I live. So work utility wear is very predominant. And again, I like to use keywords like oil field, gas plant, industrial, factory, welder, machinist, heavy equipment operator. Anything like that will suffice. It will gather the attention of those guys that are those blue collar workers that work so hard for their money. So happy to find this guy here. It's not in great condition, and I don't believe this is a vintage Carhartt jacket, but finding Carhartt and camo print is pretty rare. And this guy has a big hole under the right pocket. You can see a piece of camo tape underneath it. It also has some fraying on the sleeves. I don't care. This guy will go on my winter death pile. Somebody will pay me some decent money for it. I will have to look it up, so I don't want to price this off the top of my head without actually knowing, just because Carhartt camo is not as common as a lot of the other duck canvas jackets I use. But I will put keywords like whitetail deer hunting, mule deer hunting, bird hunting, outdoors, outside, durable, canvas, duck canvas, and again, those just help to move the product. So next item here was a snag. These are some Miss Me youth size jeans. The youth Miss Me jeans don't go for as much, but I still imagine I can probably get low to mid 20s. I'm probably certain I could get mid 20s actually for these. They're very clean. They don't have as much bling. They're not as encrusted, but Miss Me just sells. It's a great brand. It's probably one of my best selling women's denim lines. So these guys right here, I almost passed on, but I decided for the price I should snag them and just throw them in the winter death pile. I thought that these were Filson wool pants at first. Unfortunately, they're Woolrich, and I usually skip on Woolrich unless it's vintage, but these were just heavy. They were cool. They weren't in bad shape. I'm not going to have to clean them, and wool's a pain to clean. So that was a plus. And again, I'll just stash these in the winter death pile. Hard to say what these will sell for. I did try to find this exact model and I couldn't find it, but most vintage Woolrich pants were selling for upper 20s to sometimes $50. And so I'll have to do a little bit more research on these, and I'll just wait until it starts to get a little bit colder to move them. Next item I have to share with you here is just a Wrangler. This is a pearl snap long sleeve vintage Western shirt. This is a very cool material. It's almost like it's perforated. It's very breathable. And this guy here has the extra long tails. So I'm very particular about purchasing Wrangler unless it's flame resistant or unless it's a true brush popper or a Wrangler shirt with some really flamboyant colors on it with a crazy design or a graphic. I really walk from a lot of Wrangler anymore because there's just a lot of it out there. It's very saturated, and the very thin chambray common prints just don't sell for very much, and they don't sell very fast. But if you can find a Wrangler flame resistant pearl snap like this, you could probably get somewhere between the low to upper 20s on it, depending on condition. This guy right here has some color fade in the elbows, a little bit of distress on the cuff ends, which is common. But these guys in the oil field don't care because a lot of them don't have employers that'll pay for their flame resistant garments. And so they want to buy things that are in decent condition, but isn't going to cost them an arm and a leg. And most flame resistant clothing can be very expensive. And so that is the haul for all the clothing. Definitely a lot of winter items, but a couple of these items I'll go ahead and list right away just because I need the numbers. It's just that time of year and I had kind of a slow weekend. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut film and I'll share with you these 3 glass bowls and we'll go from there. All right, just a run of the mill. This is a Pyrex Butterfly Gold split dish. It is in incredible condition though. The bowl itself is not real scratched up. The graphic just has a few little minor marks on it. They had this listed at $5, but because they let me bundle everything, it costed $2.37 like everything else. So I haven't looked up this exact model. I know the Butterfly Gold is a more common print, but this is in great shape. Pyrex is usually a bread and butter sell for me, but once in a great while I'll find something super rare and make some great money off of it. But again, I love selling Pyrex. It just reminds me of my grandmother's. I love the heavy nature of it, the durability, and I actually have a bunch of the small refrigerator bowls I've kept for myself, just for me and my kids to eat out of. I just like the durable nature of it, the colors, and it just kind of reminds me of being a kid and being at grandma's house. So this next piece, I believe, is a hobnail. Now, this doesn't sell for a whole lot. I think the comps were like $9 to $15 on it. But what I'll do is I'll actually probably trade this to a very good friend, my friend Glenna, who's a reseller. She also has a antique booth at a local store, and she is truly the queen of glass. She knows a lot more about Vaseline glass, uranium glass, hobnail, Viking, all that stuff. And so I'll probably just trade her out for something. But I do love this green color. My own mother had some pudding cups that were in this shade, and again, my grandmother also had some glassware like this, so it just kind of brings me back to being a kid. And I love reselling because of all the cool stuff I find and all the memories it takes me back to. So last but not least, this is just a Pyrex small Cinderella bowl. It does have a few scratches on it. I don't know what I'll list this for, maybe 12, 14 bucks, somewhere in there, and I'll probably have to come down on the price or wait for an offer. Just a bread and butter sale. They did want $2 for this, and I did pay, again, $2 and some change, but that's all right because I got everything else for cheaper. And so that is it. Not too bad today. Got some hard goods, got some soft goods. So before I wind it up, just wanted to give a big heartfelt thanks to all the people that have been watching me for quite a while, and welcome all the new subscribers. I'm super grateful for everybody who likes to go out and watch me buy stuff to resell online. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought I'd have this many subscribers or this kind of following, and it just continues to grow. So I'm excited for the things to come. Thank you. As always, if you like this video, please hit like, make a comment, or please subscribe.